Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today welcome to game week 9 of the Premier League predictions. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on notifications. So let's get into today's video. Alright then, so the first game to kick off game week 9, it is Arsenal as they welcome Aston Villa to the Emirates Stadium. Now Villa, it's been disappointing recently, 2 defeats in a row against Tottenham and Wolves, and the Wolves game, Villa were 2-0 up. There was 10 minutes to go. Villa looked like they were going to win, but they lost 3-2, conceding 3 goals in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And for Villa, that is completely unacceptable. Because how can you go bottle a 2-0 lead with 10 minutes plus 5 minutes stoppage time? What happened there for Villa. But for Arsenal though, you could say the same, but you could say they technically cheated as well, because obviously it was over the time. But yeah, Arsenal, any Arsenal fans watching the video, were you happy with the performance against Palace, and what is your prediction for tonight's game? I'll get into mine in a minute, but I did watch the game, and to be fair, big up to Palace as they did do quite well. I think one player who did well was Jordan Ayew. I think he did quite well. So did Benteke. He had a few chances himself, Benteke. But yeah, for Arsenal though, they want to win this game, and obviously next Saturday they go to Leicester away. Obviously they do have Leeds in the Carabao Cup on Tuesday, so those are 2 big games coming up for the Gunners. But yeah, looking at Arsenal, their next 6. They have Villa, Leeds in the Cup, Leicester, Watford, Liverpool and Newcastle. So, I don't know, to be fair, but are those winnable games? I think the Liverpool game's not, but I think Leicester could be winnable, and maybe Leeds as well in the Carabao Cup, I'm not sure. But I think I'm just going to get into it. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 1, 2-1 to Arsenal. Alright then, the next game, it is Chelsea against Norwich City. Now the last time these two met at Stamford Bridge, it was a 1-0 win to Chelsea, and I can't even remember the last time Norwich won at Chelsea. It's been a long time. But obviously it was only 1-0 to Chelsea last time these two met, so Norwich must have given them a good game, but both teams are missing players. Chelsea are missing Lukaku and Werner. Norwich are missing Gilmour, Paqueta, and they are also missing Todd Cantwell. So both Chelsea Football Club and Norwich City Football Club are missing players. But to be fair, I think without Lukaku and Werner, I think Chelsea should win. Because looking at the probable lineup, it's like Havertz, there's still good players in there. Havertz, Mount, James, there's still good players in there. And Chelsea are probably going to beat Norwich. But Norwich, though, the last 2 games they have played, they have drawn them 0-0 to Burnley and Brighton. I think a 0-0 draw against Brighton, because Brighton have also done really well recently. That's actually quite good for Norwich. But it will be difficult, as next week Norwich have to take on Leeds, and then after that they have Brentford, and then after that they have Southampton, then after that they have Wolves, and then after that they have Newcastle. So there are a few difficult games coming up for Norwich, but I think they are going to lose, Norwich. I want Norwich to win because I absolutely despise Chelsea, but Norwich. But, yeah. I'm sorry, Jacob May, if you are watching the video, but I think Norwich are going to lose, unfortunately. And I think they're going to get spanked as well. Chelsea 4, Norwich 0, 4-0 to Chelsea. Alright then, so we are moving on to the next game as Crystal Palace take on the richest club in the world, Newcastle United. And richest club in the world, who exactly? They lost 3-2 to Spurs, and I think the 2 good players were probably Callum Wilson and Alan Saint-Maximin against Spurs. For Palace, they got a well-earned 2-2 draw against Arsenal. They were so unlucky though, when Lacazette scored in the last minute. They were so unlucky, but Palace, 3 really good results that they can take going into this game. Draws against their rivals Brighton, against Leicester and against Arsenal. That game was at the Emirates, by the way, so that was a very good result for Palace. But Yeah, I think it will be a difficult game for Newcastle, as you know Steve Bruce is sacked. They don't have a manager, and obviously the new owners will be they'll want their team to win, but it's probably not going to happen. But Palace though, Odsonne Edouard, really good goal against Arsenal, and I'm just going to get into it. Palace 2, Newcastle 1, and I think Newcastle will lose again under the new owners, 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Alright then, now we move on to Everton as they take on Claudio Ranieri's Watford, and it was a disappointing start for the new gaffer of Watford, Claudio Ranieri, as they conceded 5 goals to Everton's rivals, Liverpool. And that game, Watford were terrible. They were just terrible, and I wasn't even watching the game. I did watch the first few minutes of it. I saw the first goal. It was nice football from Liverpool, but Watford... Obviously, Everton, they did lose their first home game of the season against West Ham. But I think Everton, they should win this game. Watford have been really bad. And it will be difficult for Watford, as, you know, that. But I think the last time Everton played Watford, I think it was 1-0. Sorry, no, it was... the last time these two met in general, it was at Vicarage Road. It was 3-2 to Everton. But last time these two met at Goodison Park, it was in the FA Cup. It was 2-0 to Everton that day. And Mason Holgate and Richarlison scoring that day for Everton in a 2-0 win over Watford. But yeah, obviously some of the players that day don't even play for the team anymore. Will Hughes, Chalobah, Aurelio Gomez. Does he actually still play for Watford? I know he doesn't, but yeah, Aurelio Gomez. What a player he was, by the way. But yeah, my prediction though, Everton. I think they should win. I think they are missing a few key players though. Everton. They are missing the likes of. They are missing Doucouré, Gomez, Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison. But it's Watford. They're crap. 2-0 to Everton, and I think the goal scorer. 2 goals. I think Damari Gray will score 2 goals. Everton 2, Watford 0. Alright then, now we move on to Leeds United as they take on Wolverhampton Wanderers at Elland Road. And a disappointing result for Leeds at Southampton last week. For Wolves though, they did an absolute brilliant turnaround against Wolves. And for Wolves, they did very well. Against Villa. They've won their last 3 games, Wolves, which is brilliant to see. One of them being a home win against Newcastle, so that is good for them. Obviously, again, this is away, so I think the Wolves fans will be happy with that. But after this for Wolves, they take on Everton on Monday Night Football on the 1st of November, so that will be a difficult game there for Wolves. There are a few games difficult coming up on Leeds, Everton, Palace and West Ham. You're probably thinking, how is Palace a difficult game? But Palace have played some nice football recently, so Wolves could struggle. But tomorrow afternoon for Wolves will be a difficult game. I know Leeds did lose the last game. They haven't really been too great. But on their day, Leeds can be brilliant. And obviously, looking at the Southampton game, they weren't really that good. But I think one man who has played really well recently is Captain Liam Cooper. He's done quite well. But for me, can I see anyone winning the game? Not really. I think Leeds' defence will do really well. And to be fair, I think this is going to be a draw. And it's not going to be any draw. It's going to be Leeds United 0, Wolves 0. I don't think it's going to be a boring 0-0. It will be a entertaining 0-0 draw. So for me, I'm going to go Leeds 0, Wolves 0. But it's going to be entertaining. There's going to be chances for both sides. But yeah. And talking about Southampton, let's move on. Well, what I was a minute ago. It is Southampton up against Burnley tomorrow afternoon at St Mary's Stadium. For Burnley, though, they lost 2-0 to Manchester City, which was a disappointing result. For Southampton, they got a big 1-0 win over Leeds United. Southampton move up to 15th place in the Premier League. And Burnley in the relegation zone in 18th place. That 18th place. That was a massive win for Southampton against Leeds United. And obviously, it was... Who scored? It was Armando Broja, Albanian international, 20 years old, and he played against Leeds, sorry. But impressive stuff. But yeah, looking at Southampton, they are missing Adams, they're missing Ward-Prowse, they are missing players. Burnley, they're not missing that many players, but you know, Burnley haven't really been too good recently. I think it looks like the probable lineup. Armando Broja will play tomorrow alongside Adam Armstrong up front. Armstrong has done quite well, and also I think another player who's done well recently is Valentino Livramento for Southampton. The right back has played 8 games so far. He's actually done quite well, but I think this will be a scrappy game. Both teams will want to win, and I think someone will win this game. And for me, I think it will be Southampton. I'm going to go Southampton 1, Burnley 0, and I think it will be an Adam Armstrong goal to win Southampton and get the Saints the 3 points. 1-0 to Southampton. Alright, then now we move on to our Saturday evening game as Brighton take on Manchester City at the Amex Stadium. Now last time these two actually met at the Amex, listen to this. Brighton 3, Manchester City 2. Brighton beat City 3-2 at the Amex, and that is incredible. And the last time, obviously, there's no point of asking that question because the last time Brighton beat City at the Amex was last season on the 18th of May. But since 2017, this fixture has been played 9 times, and that game last season, the last meeting, was Brighton's first win since 2017 against Man City. So that's quite incredible, to be fair. But City have won the previous 8 games since 2017 against Brighton. And obviously, looking at the probable lineup, it looks quite strong as well. Brighton are missing players, and I think they are going to struggle because they are missing the likes of Danny Welbeck, I think Adam Webster as well. City aren't really missing too many players, and I think City are going to get revenge on Brighton from what they did at the Amex last season. Brighton 0, Manchester City 3, and I think Jack Grealish is going to score 2 goals, and I think Diaz is going to pop up with 1. So yeah, 3-0 to the champions. Alright, then now we move on to our first game on Super Sunday as New Boys Brentford take on Leicester. And Patson Daka, mate, take a bow, son. Superb against Sparta Prague in the Europa League. Patson Daka scored all 4 of Leicester's goals in Moscow. That was a brilliant night for Leicester as well. But this could be a close game as both Brentford and Leicester are missing players. Leicester City are missing Jose Perez, James Justin, Wilfred Ndidi, Wesley Fofana, Yuri Tillemans. Brentford are missing De Silva, they're missing Mads Beck, they're missing Baptiste, they're missing Janelt, and they're missing the man Johan Wieser. So this should be quite a good game to watch, to be fair. But Brentford, obviously their last game, they lost 1-0 to Chelsea, but Mendy there was brilliant. They had a lot of chances, Brentford, and they gave Chelsea a good game. So they will be up for this game, and they'll obviously want to win this game. And obviously, looking at the players Brentford did play against Chelsea, it might be a bit of a similar lineup that will play on Sunday against Leicester. Leicester, though, they could struggle as they are missing those players. Obviously, they did win though 4-2 against United, and that was quite decent. But Leicester, their last away game in the Premier League, they were 2-0 up and they drew 2-2 with Crystal Palace. So that wasn't very good at all there. But will the same happen? I don't know. I think it will be high scoring. It's going to be a high scoring, entertaining draw. Brentford 2, Leicester 2. 2-2. Alright then, now we move on to a London derby as West Ham take on Tottenham in a big game at the London Stadium. And obviously for us, it was a very disappointing game last night against Vitesse in the Europa Conference League. But to be fair, we literally didn't play. We literally sent our second team to play Vitesse, and that was a absolute stupid mistake by Nuno. And West Ham, they won last night 3-0 against Genk. And obviously they did well, West Ham, the fans did well as well. But obviously there are 4 big games coming up for West Ham. Tottenham, Man City in the Cup, Villa, and then they have to take on Genk again. And then they have Liverpool. Jesus, lots of difficult games coming up for the Hammers, but to be honest, I'm not really that confident coming into this game. I know we lost last night to Vissy, but to be fair, that was our second team. Nuno wanted to save those players to play West Ham. So you never know, we could win, but after this, we got Burnley, and then our next few league games, we got Man United, then we got Everton, Leeds, Burnley, Brentford and Norwich. So there are a few wins in there. But if we want to, obviously, because we got 3 difficult games, well, you could say 4 even difficult games coming up in the Premier League against West Ham, United, Everton and Leeds. And obviously, fun fact, I am going to the Leeds game. So yeah, there will be a vlog for that game. But it will be a difficult game. It will be a close one. People are predicting Spurs wins. People are predicting West Ham wins. Obviously, last time we played against West Ham, we lost 2-1. We haven't beaten West Ham since the 23rd of June 2020. And the last time we actually won at the London Stadium was 2019. We won 3-2 that day. And that was with fans. And obviously the last time the game at the London Stadium happened, it was 2-1, but that was with no fans. So what will happen? I don't know, to be fair. But for me, I can't see us winning. I just think it's going to be a draw. West Ham won, Tottenham won, 1-1 for me. I think Antonio and Kane will get the goals. So yeah, 1-1. Alright then, now we move on to the biggest game of the weekend. It is Manchester United against Liverpool in the North West Derby. It is a huge game for Manchester United especially. Obviously they had to come back from 2-0 down against Atalanta, and it was Super Cristiano Ronaldo getting that last minute, getting the winning goal to win United the game against Italian side Atalanta. And like Tottenham, United have some difficult games coming up. They have to play Liverpool, Tottenham, Atalanta and Manchester City. 4 difficult games coming up for United. And obviously, if they lose on Sunday to Liverpool, they could feel quite nervous coming into the game. But it depends how we do against West Ham, to be fair. But it's a big game for United. They had to win that game, to be fair, and they did. And they did well again. Well, they didn't really do well, United, against Atalanta, because they were 2-0 down at half time, and the United fans weren't really having it. But they did turn it round in the second half. And talking about United, their last 2 games in the Champions League, they've won it very late. But United, though, their last home game in the Premier League, they drew 1-0 to Everton. That was a disappointing result, that, for United. Talking about Liverpool now. Liverpool, a 3-2 win against Atletico Madrid. Mo Salah, who is literally the best player in the world right now. It was a really good night in Madrid for Liverpool, but in my opinion, I think Atletico Madrid were a bit robbed. They should have had a penalty, but it doesn't really matter. Liverpool, they've been really good recently. They have won. Well, they are unbeaten in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Liverpool are unbeaten in the last 9 games. Can Liverpool go 10 games unbeaten? That would be mad if that happens. Because obviously Liverpool, they got a few easy games coming up against Preston and Brighton. But after that, they have to play Atletico Madrid, West Ham and Arsenal, and then Porto. So, after that, United again, there are easy games, but then there are a few difficult games as well. But I think my prediction though, United, it's a big game. They want to win the game. Ole wants to get rid the pressure, because obviously if he loses this game and then against Tottenham, it's going to be pressure for Solskjaer. Also, United fans, let me know down in the comments, after that win against Atalanta, are you still Ole out? I think if I was a United fan, I still would be Ole out, because how can you go 2-0 down at half-time to Atalanta? Like, I know Atalanta are a good side. They got to the quarter-finals of the Champions League a few years ago. But for me, I think Liverpool are going to win this game. Elliot will be happy with that, but that I've said that. But for me, I'm going to go Manchester United 1, Liverpool 3. A goal for Rashford, as he likes to score against Liverpool a lot, to be fair. I think Rashford, and I think it will be a hat-trick for Mo Salah. 3-1 to Liverpool. Okay, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. This will be out some point around 5 o'clock, or I don't know, but this video will be out before the Arsenal game, as that is happening tonight, by the way. But yeah, come on Villa, beat Arsenal, and also come on Tottenham. Let's get that win against West Ham. So yeah, I'll see you for game week 10 Premier League predictions.